I hasten to use the word chiffonade, but something in that ballpark. It'll just bring a, you know, just the notion of garlic to it. You know, like this dish has once upon a time been introduced to some garlic. It's not gonna be overpowering. And then, actually, do you know what? I'm gonna finish with another layer of mozzarella because I've got it. Why not? And then chef's privilege. Basil. Basil. I'm just trying to make it look a bit prettier because, you know, this is kind of my job. Well, it's not my job. I wish it was my job, but I'm an amateur. Oh, I've not done that very well. Look at the state of that. It's up in there. How do I manage that? See, this is why I didn't want to call it a chiffonade, because I knew it'd end up looking like crap and I'd look like a mug. Anyway. Right. Hi. This super quick, super easy one. Essentially, it's a baked caprese salad. So it's the summer. You might not necessarily want to cook something with this. Chuck a few bits we need in a nice little. I've got this little earthenware sort of baking tray, but any sort of baking tray casserole dish, even a frying pan, you could do it in. Put it in the oven, 10-15 minutes, and you've got yourself a nice, fresh, warm side dish. Really nice, it's cheesy, it's tomatoey, it's lovely. Sometimes, even though it's the summer, you've been eating loads of salads lately, you want something that's actually cooked, but you don't want a big stodgy thing. So this goes really nice, say chicken piccata or steak, anything like that. I only got a few ingredients, we've got a few more. I need a bit of salt, and that's it. Do I want anything else? No, I don't. So, I've got olive oil and extra virgin olive oil to finish. So, nice, good quality basil, some nice fresh tomatoes. So, these are vine ripened plum tomatoes. That might not be, that might be something different. Bigger tomatoes work better for this just because you can get decent sized slices out of them. So, a beef steak, a buffalo, not buffalo, what's the one that's like a heart shape, an heirloom, stuff like that. Cherry tomatoes are too small. You're not just, you could stack up whole fresh tomato, whole cherry tomatoes, that'd work. But really you want to get some decent slices out of bigger full-size tomatoes. And I've got a couple of balls of nice fresh buffalo mozzarella. It is very much a seasonal dish. Tomatoes are always better this time of year. Basil's always better this time of year. Get yourself some decent bit of mozzarella as well. You can use the live fat stuff if you want, but this isn't a particularly fatty dish anyway, so I'd treat yourself to some good quality fatty mozzarella. So, little bacon earthenware casserole sort of thing. Just gonna, in the bottom of that, squidge of olive oil, give it a coat and get it up the sides as well. It's just gonna help. We don't need to worry about it sticking, because it's gonna not be that sort of dish really anyway, but it'll help to sort of like flavour and fry the bottoms and make sure you get a nice even bit of browning. And it's also just gonna be good for flavour. So from here, all we're gonna do is get your tomato, and cut a few slices of tomato. Not super thick, but you want to know it's there. You don't want razor thin. Something akin to what you'd maybe put in a decent BLT. I'm just going to slice that like that. Right, and same sort of thickness as the tomato. Slices of mozzarella as well. And I think you can probably already tell where we're going with this. The only other thing I would normally have with this as well is a grating of Parmesan over the top. But we are sans, I've got to buy Parmesan. So I'm just going to, a couple of tomatoes up like that. Bit of mozzarella like that. And then a couple of leaves of our basil up like that. And then rinse and repeat. So have a slice of tomato. You haven't got to be precious with it. I'm just trying to make it look I'm just trying to make it look a bit prettier because, you know, this is kind of my job. Well, it's not my job. Wish it was my job, but I'm an amateur. And some basil stood up on the front there. And again, tomatoes, mozz, and basil, and maybe a last layer. I've got enough tomato here. Mozzarella, a bit more basil, and then a final layer. I might have to make a few more slices. All are going to be all right. Actually, I might take that slice out of there. Just layer it all up. Don't be precious about it. I'm just, like I said, trying to give you your money's worth. And then, actually, do you know what? I'm going to finish with another layer of mozzarella because I've got it. Why not? Right. So now all we're going to do is give this a good season, because tomato loves a bit of salt. Mozzarella's not very salty. So this is roasted garlic and Cornish sea salt. So you can slice up some garlic in there if you want. I don't think it really needs it. This garlic salt, it'll just bring just the notion of garlic to it. You know, like this dish has once upon a time been introduced to some garlic. It's not going to be overpowering. You can go quite heavily with the salt. It's tomato, I love salt. I've spoken about it many times. It's tomato, treat tomato like you would a steak. Black pepper over the top of that as well. And then into a 200-degree oven. Oh, I'm going to just have a little drizzle of olive oil over the top. Extra virgin olive oil we're going to finish it off with once it comes out of the oven, because that will burn in the oven. But the olive oil, like I said, I would give that a grating of Parmesan over the top. That just adds to a little bit more funky cheesiness and brings a few more bits to the party. You can go over that with some chili flakes as well if you wanted, or you could even put some sliced chili in there. But that's that. So stick that in hot 200-degree oven. Check on it after 10, but usually it'll take 20 because there's quite a fair bit of mass there and a lot of water. Only other thing really I like to do is while that's in the oven, what I'm going to do is pick a few good-looking basil leaves. I'm just gonna, you can just tear them up if you want, but I'm just gonna give them a little, I hasten to use the word chiffonade, but something in that ballpark. Just to scatter over the top at the end, just to freshen it up a little bit, even more. But yeah, we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Right, here we go. 10. Actually, it was 15 minutes because I was starting from a cold oven. But if you preheat your oven, it should only take you about 10 minutes. Which this time of year is brilliant because the oven's not been on long enough to warm the house up, so you're not gonna get rocket hot. You can let it go a bit longer if you want. I mean, I like to get to the point where the mozzarella gets a bit gooey and starts to brown a little bit, but the tomatoes have still got a fair bit of form. If you want to go a little bit longer and to let the tomatoes start to break down, that's up to you. All I'm going to do to finish it off, so we've got the basil in there that we've cooked. So, I can't remember what it was, there was something else we cooked and put some basil in the oven. I think it was like a tray bake thing. Cook basil like that, like on a margarita pizza, it gets quite floral and perfumey, but it does lose a bit of its freshness. So to finish that off, what I like to do is our previously chiffonaded basil. Just going to go over the top of that. Give it a nice scatter in. You might not need all of what I've got here, but that'll just bring back some of that fresh, stronger basil. And then I just like to give it a little, get the lid off, drizzle of extra virgin olive oil over the top. Again, bring some nice, fresh, peppery, extra virgin olive oil notes. And you can't hurt finishing it off, actually, not that. I'm going to go with, if I can find it, there we are. This is some smoked rock salt, but you can go with whatever you want. But just some nice, big, and a bit more freshly. And there you go. That is a beautiful, beautiful side. It goes with anything. You can dish it up out of here if you want, but doesn't need to be. You serve it in there, just people take a spoonful out of it. And there you go. What's that? 2 minutes of prep, 10 minutes in the oven. You can't argue with that. Right, nice, quick and easy one. Bit summery. Cooked, but I mean, you can let that cool back down and eat it cold. Obviously, the mozzarella won't be as gooey, but cool. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on with it. Or you can also, the other thing as well, sometimes I've done it. I've tried it with halloumi. Halloumi works quite well as well. A bit of feta even. Or you can mix it up, have some mozzarella, some feta, some parmesan. You can go nuts, use whatever cheese you want. Also, Parma ham or prosciutto in as a layer in there as well. That's, again, just as another layer. You want to be a little bit, you want to be a little bit more delicate with the salt, because those are quite salty meats. But, cool. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. Hope you're having a great summer. And I'll see you when I see you. Like, comment, subscribe, hit me up in the notifications, hit the bell and ring the bell, whatever. Follow me on Instagram as well, because I'm posting stuff like this on Instagram all the time. And yeah, ciao.